Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, so today we're tackling a really fascinating and, frankly, incredibly relevant tension happening in the tech world right now. We're looking at the massive gap between what artificial intelligence is actually smart enough to figure out and what it's legally and technically allowed to do on the internet. We're basing this off a brilliant piece by software engineer Aaron Rose, which breaks down exactly why your fancy new AI assistant can plan your dream vacation in seconds, but completely hits a brick wall the moment it actually tries to book it. 37, just take a look at that number. Does that feel familiar? Because that is realistically the number of browser tabs you probably had open the last time you tried to book a flight or plan a major trip. You know the feeling, right? There's this kind of invisible exhaustion that just builds up. You've got comparison sites that are literally comparing other comparison sites. You're deep in some Reddit thread from 2019 just praying the advice is still accurate, and you're fighting with an airline's deliberately confusing fare classes. Somewhere along the line, you completely became your own unpaid travel agent. And, well, for pretty much the entire commercial lifespan of the internet, this was just the deal we all accepted. Google found the stuff, and you decided what to do with it. The machine handled the information retrieval, but the human, that's you, handled the judgment, the web navigation, and that maddening, exhausting last mile of actually pulling off a transaction. It's a division of labor that's so deeply baked into our daily lives that we basically stopped even perceiving it as work. Part 1, the promise of agents. So let's dive into this. We've seen this incredibly exciting, frictionless vision pitched at all the major tech conferences lately, promising that this old arrangement is finally being renegotiated. And the core of this shift is something called Agentic AI. Basically, it's an AI system that goes way beyond simply answering a question. It autonomously pursues and completes a specific outcome that you describe. In this world, the search bar isn't the beginning of a research session anymore, it's the start of a workflow. And the contrast here is just massive. A search engine answers the exact question you typed, but an agentic AI, it pursues the outcome you described. Those are absolutely not the same thing. And this gap right here, the gap between finding and doing, is where an enormous amount of effort, money, and genuine technical difficulty currently lives in the tech industry today. Let's put this into practice. Imagine you tell your AI, hey, I want to fly nonstop from New York to San Francisco on July 7th, first class, Delta or United, and please, no red eyes. The system immediately goes to work. It queries the schedules, filters your preferences, weighs the trade-off of a cheaper fare versus a terrible departure time, and prepares the booking. Now, the research portion of this, steps 1 through 4, large language models can handle this perfectly right now. But step 5, that is exactly where the trouble starts, the very second the AI tries to do something consequential. Part 2, the wall of authentication. Because as it turns out, airline reservation systems, banks, hotel platforms, they actively hate automated bots. So your AI slams right into these security roadblocks. I mean, just look at this stack. Multi-factor authentication, biometric prompts asking for your fingerprint or Face ID, one-time codes pinging your phone, CAPTCHAs asking you to select all the crosswalks in a blurry photo, fraud detection systems hunting for unusual purchasing patterns. These aren't just annoying bureaucratic nuisances. They are the actual machinery of identity, designed deliberately to verify that a human being is present and consenting at the most critical moment of a transaction. And here's the crucial takeaway. The irony here is structural. Think about it. The more capable an AI agent becomes at navigating the web autonomously, the more aggressively the web's security infrastructure will resist it. Every single checkpoint out there is designed to distinguish human intention from automated action. The web has quite literally spent decades trying to prevent automated processes from accessing accounts and completing transactions. Part 3, architectural hostility. Actually, the issue goes a lot deeper than just logging in or checking out. This problem predates the booking confirmation entirely. Check out this fundamental clash we're facing. On one side, we have what agentic AI desperately wants to do, cross-tab workflows, reading your local files to magically fill out forms, doing things seamlessly in the background. But look at the reality of current browsers like Chrome, Safari, or Edge. They treat the internet as completely hostile territory. Tabs are isolated from one another. Websites absolutely cannot read your files. Everything sensitive requires your explicit permission. Why? Because decades of malware, phishing scams, and data theft have proven that an open, trusting browser is dangerous. The browser simply wasn't built for AI agents to roam freely. Part 4, the prompt injection threat. So let's say we do relax those security rules to let the AI roam. Well, we instantly open the door to a massive concern. Think about your own human skepticism for a second. When you browse the web, you naturally filter out the noise, the obvious scams, the sketchy links, mostly through years of experience. But large language models, they are incredibly literal-minded. If an AI agent is reading a web page on your behalf, a malicious site could theoretically embed hidden instructions designed to hijack the agent. It could manipulate the AI to redirect its task, produce weird errors, or, worst case, expose your private information. In this context, an AI's literalness is actually a massive vulnerability. Part 5, the hard part is permission. Pulling all these threads together, we arrive at the absolute core of the issue. As the source material so perfectly distills it, the hard part is not intelligence. The hard part is permission. Honestly, the models are already smart enough. They totally understand what you want. They know in the abstract exactly how to get it done. Intelligence is basically solved. It's the execution part that is currently locked behind a vault. I mean, just look at the sheer volume of red tape any automated bot has to wade through to act on your behalf. It's a tangled web of authentication systems, deep-rooted browser security constraints, institutional corporate policies from every airline and bank out there, and super strict legal requirements for user consent. Figuring out how an AI can cross all these borders safely, that is where the real work remains for the tech industry. Part 6, the semi-automated future. So where does that actually leave us? Well, here is a realistic look at the path currently being carved out by the big players like Microsoft, Apple, Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google. Step 1. The AI researches and prepares the workflow for you seamlessly. Step 2. The AI pauses. It hits a security checkpoint, like a login or payment screen. Step 3. Human verification. You pop in to provide your biometric scan or that MFA code. Step 4. The AI executes and completes the permitted transaction. Basically, the AI acts as an incredibly capable digital assistant, but one that physically stops at every single locked door to ask you for the key. Ultimately, what we're looking at is a more modest, but frankly, much more trustworthy vision. It's definitely not as magical as the sleek marketing demos where everything happens completely invisibly in the background, but having a semi-automated human-in-the-loop system that handles only what it is explicitly permitted to handle and pauses when it needs you, that is auditable. And an auditable system is infinitely more secure. Which leaves us with one final pretty big question. What limits will we accept to let AI act on our behalf? Because if we want total magical convenience, we're going to have to surrender layers of security that were built specifically to protect us. But if we want to stay secure, we have to remain a physical part of the transaction. Finding that exact balance, that is for sure the next great frontier for the web. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this sparked some curiosity about the invisible architecture that runs the internet.